Hey everybody, and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your mindset, your life, your business, your health and fitness from where you are to becoming unstoppable. And today I want to talk to you about three things around confidence. Where does it come from? How do we get it or get more of it? And what do we do with it when we've got it? Well, firstly, confidence. What does that mean to you? Confidence. It's a self-confidence. It could be confidence in how you look, confidence in what you know, confidence in how you feel in a certain environment, a certain situation, confidence in your ability to be able to produce a certain result, either for yourself or for someone else. It's really a self-belief in what it is that you're capable of. Now, unfortunately, many of us have some confidence issues. For many years, decades, I've had self-confidence issues, which have been driven from my self-image, this horrible self-image that I carried of myself. And look, if you're a long-time listener, you will have heard me talk about this before, but as a child, aged 13 years old, I hated my body. Not because I was big, I was always tiny, and that was the problem. Everybody was taller than me, and that was a big problem for me. And that created other issues. It meant that for me, I thought, well, I don't have friends. I didn't have the confidence to talk to people. I felt very shy. I was bullied. I was not good at school. I didn't like the way that I physically looked. Obviously, I was small, but I didn't like my hair, I didn't like my face. I had a big birthmark on my face. I didn't like my teeth because I had, I had a chipped front tooth. Every girl I'd ever asked out said no. Till I was 23 years old, I had huge confidence issues, a lack of self-belief that I could really amount to anything. However, in that journey, I was introduced to music, and it was the bagpipes. Now, I know not a very common instrument, but I was introduced to the bagpipes, and I didn't want to learn the bagpipes. I wanted to learn the drums in a Highland band. But Mum said, no, you're too small to carry a drum. That was good for the self-confidence. Thanks, Mum. You're going to learn the bagpipes instead. So that's what I did. And after the first lesson, I was hooked. And I went on, and guess what? I got coaching. I got a tutor, and I got better and better. And then I got introduced to the concept of competing, that there were competitions. I'm like, what? They have competitions in playing the bagpipes? And they did it as a band, and they also had it as solos, like individuals. And that's where I started at the age of 12 years old. And that's when the very first competition I entered, I won. And that was my first ever trophy. So what did that do? Well, one, it surprised me, but also it made me feel confident in what I was doing. I was proud of who I was. And then I won again and again and again. And it got to the stage where I was one of the most recognised bagpipe players in Australia. So, well, do they even have any? Well, at the time, it's kind of died off a little bit now, but it was huge at a certain time. And in 1990, I went over and competed in the World Pipe Band Championships. And that was like the pinnacle for me, being able to go to Glasgow and compete in the World Championships. So I got confidence through hard work. The hard work and the coaching paid off for me to get a better outcome. And then as I won, as I got a certain result, what did that mean? It meant for me going into that next competition that I had that confidence in my ability to be able to deliver a similar or same result or better result than last time. And isn't that so true with any experience that we have in life? You think about anything that you do for the first time, you're not good at it. Do you think Michael Phelps, the first time he jumped in the pool, he was just awesome? No. Look at Michael Jordan. Everybody knows the story that he was cut from his high school basketball team before he started to find his groove and get the coaching and get the hard love and tough love and say, you got to do things differently if you're going to make it at this level. And that's what he did. He worked damn hard to get to where he was. And what did that do? It gave him confidence. So, where does it come from? Well, it comes from within, doesn't it? It comes from within your mindset. That mindset and that hard work, but ultimately you can do the hard work and still suck. But you get to that point where your mindset is so strong that you have this belief in your ability to do it. So for instance, I guarantee that if I asked whether any of you could do this particular function, you would say, yes, I can. Tying your shoelaces. Are you confident when you get up each day that you can tie your shoelaces? And you say, yes. Why is that? Well, I know how to do it. I've done it so many times. I can confidently tie my shoelaces. And you know what? I can do it with my eyes closed. I can do it on both feet. I can do it on someone else's shoe without even thinking about it. Now, the very first time you did that, how did you go? I remember I used to practice tying my shoes on as a kid. You had like the piece of cardboard and you thread the shoelace through it. You did it kinder or primary school or something. You had to practice tying the shoelaces. And it's like, okay. So now I can do it without even thinking about it. But there was a time in your life where you couldn't do it at all. Like I tell you, one of my, tomorrow, I'm doing a great interview with Athan Cassiotis, and we're talking about fear and limiting beliefs. And there was a time in my life where I was so scared of someone asking me how to tell the time with a wall clock and the numbers on it, because I didn't understand the concept of the big hand and the little hand and that one that moved around all the time. I didn't understand how you could tell what the time was. But guess what? Can I tell the time now? Well, yeah, and that is looking at a wall clock, not having to look at my iPhone or my watch to see what the time is, like digital time. So it comes from practice. It comes from doing things over and over and getting better and better at it each time that we do it. Now, each day I get up, do I try and tie my shoelaces more efficiently and better? Well, no, because I've got it down pat now. I don't really need to think about it. I just do it. So that's really the second step about how we get the confidence. How do we get to that position? Practice. How do we get better at it? Coaching and practice. And repeating. And you just have to work hard. Now, depending on what it is, I'm talking about shoelaces here. But apply the same principle to your business. How do you make more money? Well, not just make more money and get more sales. How do you make more profit? How do you improve your bottom line? Well, you need to find out what it is that you want. What's your target? What are you achieving at the moment? What's the gap? Get coaching to find out how do you improve those things. Are your expenses too high? How can we cut those? How do we increase your sales? What's the process that you've got at the moment? Why is it not working to their level that you wanted? How do we get more leads in? What's your closing rate? How do we improve your closing rate? How do we train you, your staff, whoever is doing your sales better? How do we change all those things? And then guess what? You then all of a sudden you implement and you become confident that you can reach that next level. So in tomorrow's interview, we talk about one of the limiting beliefs I always had was not being able to pass a certain number that I wanted to achieve a month in sales turnover. And you can listen tomorrow to hear the full story about that. But when you have a limiting belief of this is as far as I can get, well, you never think beyond that, do you? Because you only think up to that point. But when you think way beyond that, passing that previous mark seems to be much easier. Why? Because you've got a bigger thinking. Now, when I first started my business, do you think I was confident at achieving the monthly income that I'm achieving now? Absolutely not. I started with no clients. I was like, where am I going to get the money from? Well, I had confidence in the marketing tools. I had confidence in my ability. and my passion to be able to sell and close sales with people. I had the confidence to get up to a certain level of income, but I wasn't thinking beyond that where I am now. But now, because I've been doing it for 12 years, I'm confident that I can replicate the same result month after month after month. Why? Because I've learned a hell of a lot, and through a lot of coaches and investing a lot in myself and improving the way that I do things, I'm confident that I can achieve that result now, because I've tested and tried so many different things. Some work really well, some don't work at all. So you throw those ones away and you tweak the ones to make them even better. So the next point on confidence, what do we do with it? Well, if you've got confidence, you can do a whole range of different things, can't you? Life becomes unstoppable. And I'm not talking about being confident to the point where you're arrogant and you're annoying people and upsetting people because you're just so cocky about who you are and what you can do. But we use that confidence to help us connect better with people and to help us achieve better outcomes for people. And if we do that, if we focus on that, then we'll get better outcomes for ourselves as well. So where a lot of people I work with lack confidence is their self-belief that they can do it. They lack the confidence that they can achieve a certain result, that they can eat a certain way, that they can exercise a certain way. Why? Well, because I've done that before and it didn't work. I love food too much. I am too busy. I can't do all of those things. They make up these stories, as I've spoken about before. But they lack the confidence because they can't see it. And this goes to the discussion I had with Liz on an interview recently, Liz Kalabakis. You can go back and listen to that interview where we talked about visualization. If you can't see it, how are you ever going to achieve it? And because people haven't been able to achieve success in certain areas before, they tend not to have the confidence in doing it. So what does that normally mean? They do nothing. They stay where they are. They give up. So my job as a coach in my space is to give people the belief that they can do it. I'll give you a good example of a lady I did a session with today. Now, you could fill a warehouse with all the things, all the hardships that she's gone through her life, the conditions that she suffers, the family issues that she's had to deal with, the issues that her children have, and what that means to her. And she's in a really bad position. She's in pain, she's tired, she's got no energy, she doesn't have much time, she doesn't have much space to herself, and she's barely eating anything. And she wants to get a completely different outcome. And I get excited when I'm working with someone like that because it's so easy to see how we can change them. And that's just fantastic. So once I'd finished the consultation with her, she said, wow, you've really given me, I think she might have even used the word confidence or self-belief that, yeah, I can do this. I said, absolutely you can. But coming in, they don't know what they don't know. And they think, oh, there's this perception that the exercise is going to be this hard. The food is going to be very restrictive, as opposed to this is like a smorgasbord of food that I can eat. I've never eaten so much in my life. This is amazing. I just love this, because you don't know what you don't know, and you don't have confidence in what you're doing at the moment. So you might have tried things before, you don't have confidence in those anymore because you stopped doing them. So you tend to look at your track record and say, well, I'm just not confident in being able to do that. So when I can turn people's confidence around, that's when their mindset is changing about what is possible for them. And all we need to do is get them to basically do the right things for a few days, and guess what? They start to see and feel within 3 days, they'll start to feel better. I was like, oh wow. Then they start to work out and it's like, gee, I'm sore, but gee, I feel good. Then after a week or two, they start to feel like they're really changing. They look at their bodies in the mirror and they're like, man, yeah, I can see that this is changing. That's really exciting. So as those results start to flow, guess what? They become confident that they're on the right path. So with that new found confidence you've got, I said that you can do anything. And that's so true. Because when you have that self-belief that you can land on the moon, that you can create life on the moon, that you can create life on Mars, that you can explore other galaxies, that you can achieve that level of profitability, you can achieve that level of sales, you can achieve that health and fitness result for you. You can tie those shoelaces, see? You can do these other things too. But once you ignite that fire of confidence within you, that's when your world starts to change. And guess what? It's addictive. It grows exponentially. Because once you start to see, well, okay, I can tie my shoelaces. I wonder what else I can do. Gee, I wonder if I can write my name. Oh, I can, look at that. I wonder if I can solve mathematical equations. Oh, gee, I can do that too. I wonder if I can cook a meal. I wonder if I can ask someone out on a date and they say yes. I wonder if I can make someone else really happy just by me being the person that I am. I wonder if I can hit that golf ball 200 meters. I wonder if I can tap that golf ball into the hole. I wonder if I can swim 100 meters. I wonder if I can win that gold medal at the next Olympics. All of these things come down to confidence. There are certain things that I'm not confident in. I'm very unconfident that if I was on the final of the 100 metre freestyle Olympic final, that I would not win. I would be very confident of that. Why? Because I am not a good swimmer and I would be lucky to make it 50 metres. So never mind coming back. So by the time I got halfway or to the end, they would be finished the whole race. A trifle embarrassing. So that's not an area I'm confident with. However, if there was an Olympic final to transform somebody into the best shape of their life, then put me on the start line. I can win that. Because why? I've done it thousands of times before. It's what I do for a living. I focus on it every day. How can I be better? How can I do better? How can I be better for myself? So of course that enables me to be better for who? For others. So what would you do if you had more confidence? I love the concept of energy. If you have more energy through being healthier and fitter, which is why I love what I do, you give people more energy and you can do more of anything. Now, if you have energy times confidence, what does that give you? That makes you unstoppable. And I'm not talking about faking it. I'm not talking about fake confidence and just faking who you really are. I'm talking about real confidence coming from a proven track record in your specific field. That sort of confidence gives you results. And like I said before, when you take that confidence and you take that energy and you make other people better, you provide people the outcomes that they want in greater volume, that's when your life changes exponentially, because you get what you want when you deliver what other people want. When they get what they want, you'll get what you want. So it's a perfect formula. Confidence. Go out there and get some more of it, because you're worth it. Now, if you need to get in touch with me, you can do so by going to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com. I would love to connect with you. I know we've got listeners from all over the world. Let's connect. Let's have a conversation. Let's improve your health. Let's improve your fitness. Let's improve your mindset. Let's make you more confident, and let's make you unstoppable. See you tomorrow.